Hi, welcome to the Shelley Studio. Today I'm doing Mission Inspiration, February, and I'll just list the prompts off as they go. I decided to do black gesso on my page before starting. I've had this black gesso for a while, just hadn't used it, so I figured we'd go black today. Mission Inspiration comes from a Facebook group started by Mike Deacon, and I will try to remember to post a link in the description below. So if you are interested, you can go to that, or you can go to his YouTube channel. I'll put that link as well and see his Mission Inspiration videos. So the first prompt is to paint 2 colors with your fingers. And I don't really have a plan at this point. I just decided I wanted to use these 2 colors. And they are craft paint, and one is Ocean Breeze and the other one is Tuscan Teal. And I do have this going at about 4 times the normal speed so that it would be a little bit shorter for you. Though it does go over 10 minutes. It took me a while to put this one together. It was really kind of hard to apply this with my fingers and get it to do what I wanted it to do, but it was fun to paint with my fingers. Although maybe a little messy. Okay, so the next prompt is add torn magazine advert fragments. And so I went for these oranges because the color is complementary to the colors I was using in the paint, and I really liked that. It was hard to do the torn. I'm using my thumbnail as a guide so I can get it as close as possible to remove as much white magazine paper as possible. And I don't make you watch the whole thing because that took a little while to do that. And once I'm done with that, I try to arrange them and I just can't. I just keep moving them. I don't know what to do with them. I like them, just don't know where to put them. So I decided, okay, I know where I want the duck. We'll just do the duck first. The duck down, and then I just randomly place the orange slices or wedges. And then I decide I'm going to take some of the text from that ad, because it's orange as well, and cut that up and add some more. Well, tear it up. And this I just place randomly around. Then the next prompt is add a thin layer of gesso. I debated whether or not to do the white or the black. I'm glad I decided on the white. I think it worked better. The black might have hid too many things. I was having a hard time. I couldn't get that magazine to lay flat. And then the next one was add texture paste through a stencil. This isn't exactly a stencil, but I didn't want like big stencil, and all I have is big ones. This is plastic canvas, and I added a little black craft paint to the texture paste so that it would be black, and just using a card scrape it through. It made really cool, you can't see in the picture, but if you see those at an angle, they're really cool, spiky sort of shapes. So I like the black accent on there. The next was make marks with a brush or a comb. I didn't have a brush I was willing to sacrifice, and I didn't have a comb, so I'm using a texture tool or a catalyst to make marks on the page. Looks like a comb. And then the next one is add adhere book text shapes. So I have two shape punches. I have a round one and a square one. So I decided to go with circles. And again, I'm just randomly placing them around. Okay, and then the next one is use 2 rubber stamps containing text. Well, this is kind of a script stamped, and I'm using a distress ink, which was probably not the best choice, but it was the right color. It was just had that blue color to it. And then the only other stamp with text I had was a hand-carved one that says the Shelley Studio on there. So I decided, why not? We'll put my stamp on there. I was just testing it out there to see if it worked. And we'll just put that in a couple of places. The circle goes with the circles that are already there. And that's enough of that self-advertising. Alright, the next one is add doodles with colored pen. Don't really have, I guess these are pens. These are pip pens. I think that's what they're called. But I'm just going around the circles, kind of emphasizing them with the orange color that is complementary to the teal. Decided to fill some of them in. I'm not sure I like it, so yeah. And then I went around the duck so you can see him, because I couldn't tear quite close enough to his body. So put pencil marks around. Just to emphasize him. Decided I didn't really like those filled in circles, so I add a little white to soften them up, and then I just decided to put white on all of them. Just kind of brighten them up a little bit. Then of course I have to clean them up. Okay, and the next one was add a quote using a ransom note style. So I cut out all the letters for my quote out of different words in magazines so that it would look like a ransom note. And I wasn't sure what quote I wanted, so I just Googled quotes about ducks, and this is what I came up with. So it's what you're gonna do with that duck. Makes it humorous anyway. Just putting a little bit more down. So the last prompt is create a border with washi tape, and I only have a couple of rolls. This is the only one that matched, and I wasn't sure if I would have enough, so I just did the borders on the 2 sides and not across the top. The black and white kind of emphasizes the black and white that's in the picture. think it works with it. I'm just sealing it down. Make sure it stays. Hopefully it stays. And I decided, since the quote was about the duck, I'd shade around the duck a little bit to make it stand out just a little bit more. And these are Derwent Inktense pencils that activate with water. So I'm just using my water brush to darken that and then get it to shade out a little bit. I really have a lot of fun with these prompts. It's a fun way to just get going and get started on something. Even when you have no idea of what you want to create and you just want to create something, just start with a list of things to do and let the image just come out of that. So here I'm just going around all those letters to emphasize that they are cut out little squares, and since I don't have a really big focal point on this one, we'll make the quote kind of dominant. And if you wonder why I ever start right to left, it's because I'm left-handed, and this will prevent me from smearing wet ink when I'm doing these. So when I outline something, I always start on the right and work my way to the left. Just a little trivia there for you. And just outline the duck a little bit more, make him pop a little bit more. So I hope you liked that. I think it turned out kind of fun. I love the colors in it. And if you did like it, please hit like. That helps me a lot. And if you'd like to see more, please subscribe.